Yeah, week 5, we got quite a few good games. Not a whole lot of great matchups, but we have a few very, very solid matchups that we want to dive into. If you don't know who we are Statletics. We love to break down the big games and try and make some money off of it. We do have an app coming out, and it is in testing. If you want to try it out and help make it better for us, please do so. You can find that link in the comments. We would greatly appreciate that if you just want to test it out. It has all sorts of NFL data and college football data that you can mess around with. It's especially helpful if you like fantasy football and that sort of stuff. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to this video and then drop your favorite picks for the week. We love scanning the crowd, scanning the comments, and seeing what everybody's got cooked up on the books. It's a fun process for us, and we love checking everything out and why you like those picks. Games of the week, starting with, personally, the one I'm looking forward to the most. Cowboys go to San Francisco. 49ers are 3.5-point favorites. The total is low. It's 45 points. Both defenses are stellar, and both offenses are really stellar too. So we are really anticipating some great football here. I am loving this matchup. The projections actually have it as a 1-point spread between the 49ers and the Cowboys in favor of the 49ers. The total is actually kind of right on the nose with Vegas. It's at 44. Vegas is at 45. So no real discrepancy between the model and the Vegas lines. But man, 49ers really get the bid here for me because they're at home. Now, I won't give my pick yet, but it kind of bodes well for the 49ers. The only thing that sucks is the line's not a great line. It's 3.5, and I hate those kind of lines. So before diving really much into it, Brendan, what do you think about this game? And
well,
whose side are you on?
I'm about to come out hot right here, okay? Because you know how I felt about the Cowboys at the beginning of the season, okay? I'm coming out super hot because, like, if the 49ers don't score 30 points, I'm just going to get hit by a car or jump off a bridge or something because I think they can do that. Listen to who the Cowboys have played in their first 4 games. I know their defense has been crazy. They played the Giants 40-0, blocked extra points, blocked field goals, blocked punts, whatever. The Jets was Zach Wilson's first game. Cardinals, and actually lost that game. And the Patriots, who don't have an offense. I think the 49ers are going to be able to move the ball the whole game. I think the 49ers have a better offense and have a better defense and are at home. If it moves to 3 or less, which I think it will because the Cowboys are America's team, I'm putting my life savings on it.
Well, a couple notes there. I agree with you. I think Dallas' strength of schedule has been weak up until this point, and the 49ers, they're kind of proven themselves at this point. There's really no weak spot on this team. Brock Purdy is 12-0 in games that he's played to the fullest extent. The one loss that he has under his belt is the one that he got injured in the NFC Championship against the Eagles last year. So he's one of the most efficient and just most well-rounded quarterbacks in the league right now. You can make an argument that he's playing better than any of them. If you look at passing efficiency, obviously he doesn't have the legs like some of the other dynamic quarterbacks in the league do, but man, this guy's balling right now. He's in total command of this offense, and there is no slowing down from what I see. Their weapons are unmatched. Nobody has better weapons on the perimeter than the 49ers do. They have Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and then McCaffrey. My goodness, nobody can stop McCaffrey right now. He's steamrolling people. They have a solid offensive line, and their defense, again, I know I've mentioned this already, but it is elite as well. Let's look at some of the money. 70% of the total bets are on the 49ers. 90% of the money is on the 49ers. So heavy bets, heavy handle, all on the 49ers. This line opened up at 3 on the nose. It's kind of pushed to 3.5 now. So I'm with you, man. I think I'm still going to lay the 3.5, even though I hate those type of spreads. But I think the 49ers win by 10 points. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game by any means. I'm definitely not touching the total, though. That's not something I want to mess around with in a game like this where it could go either which way. It could end in a game that's 6-3, or both teams can score 30. But I think the 49ers get it done at home with home field advantage, ready to go and wanting to prove themselves against this Cowboys team. I think they're tired of hearing about the Cowboys defense and this and that. And so I think the 49ers get it done. I think on paper they look better as well. And to what you were mentioning, some of these stats are not opponent adjusted stats. And if we did that with the Cowboys, I think we'd see a little more of their stats regress to the mean. Dallas right now, though, they do look good. 3rd overall in total points per game, 9th overall in offensive EPA and total offensive EPA. But San Francisco, 4th overall in total points per game, 2nd overall in offensive EPA per game. I mean, dude, this team is firing on all cylinders. I don't see a scenario. I see more scenarios in which San Francisco covers than Dallas being able to cover. Because if Dallas covers, they're going to have to win outright, and their defense is going to really have to shut down Brock Purdy and company. And I just don't see that happen.
And they're not going to. That's the thing, because it comes down to like very simplistic view. I believe the 49ers defense will be able to stop the Cowboys offense, and I do not think the vice versa will happen. I don't think that the boys defense is going to be able to stop the Shanahan offense because they can do anything. Purdy's passing 72% on the season, 254 yards, but like the only reason he doesn't average over like more than that is because they don't have to, because they can run the ball really well, and their defense is good, and they don't have to. And yeah, I just don't see any scenario here.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
where the 49ers don't win this game.
And for some of these numbers, San Francisco might not lead the charge in every single category because they don't have to go out there and score every single possession because their defense. I mean, they just get up and then start pacing the play. But one thing that we can kind of look into the weeds with is points per play margin, and that kind of reveals to us like how well is a team scoring based on the rate in which they're scoring. And San Francisco leads that charge by a wide margin. They are 0.268 point per play, and then Buffalo's next at 2.55. So that's a big discrepancy if you know those metrics. So San Francisco is one of the most efficient teams on both sides of the ball. And dude, I love them at home. I know that I was down on the Cowboys, and I do capitulate a little bit because they do have a great team, but I'm going with the 49ers here. I think they win outright, and they cover, and they win by 10.
Why is it that I want the 49ers to win the Super Bowl every year?
Is it
because I don't want the Chiefs to win? Is that why?
Maybe. I don't want the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, but I like cheering for them. I don't.
Who do you want to win the Super Bowl?
I want the Falcons to win the Super Bowl, man.
Who do you think can win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's the better question. Who do I want to win the Super Bowl compared to who do I think wins the Super Bowl?
I mean, I want the Steelers to win the Super Bowl, but they're not going to.
No.
At all.
No. So, hey, one day you've had your fit. Falcons don't have a trophy in their case yet. I need it.
Yeah.
I need it.
I need McCaffrey to have one. Really bad.
All right, let's move on. Jaguars go to the Bills. Jaguars got it done in London this past week against the Falcons. Sad face. Bills also prove their dominance. Best win of the week to me, in my opinion. Again, we've mentioned it already. It goes to the Bills. The Bills are favorited at home by 5.5. The total is 48 points, so right around the league average, a couple ticks higher. The money is crazy right now. 90% of the total bets are on Buffalo, and near 80% of the handle is on Buffalo. Everybody is riding high on Buffalo right now due to the win. So this is where recency bias comes into play. Due to their win against the Dolphins, everybody wants to go get their fair share of Bills tickets, which I understand. The line opened up at 3.5. It is now steamed up a full 2 points, and I fully anticipate it growing even more and ending up right around at a touchdown spread. So I get that. But again, we don't want to let recency bias guide our picks. So we want to walk through this and make sure that we're doing the logical thing. My projections have Buffalo by 5, 27-22. It has a 49-point total. So right there with Vegas, no massive discrepancy in the model projections and the Vegas line right now. So can't really deduce anything from there. Can't really deduce anything from the money. But before we dive into some numbers, Brendan, are you on the Bills this week, or do you think the Jags can get a little cover in Buffalo?
I haven't. So this game says it's in England.
Oh, you're right.
So hear me out. The Jags are playing in England 2 weeks in a row, so they don't have to travel.
Oh,
I kind of think that plays into it here. I mean, I still pick the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win, but that's so crazy to me, and that's something that no one's probably thinking about. But the Jags are there and can practice there all week, and they get to have crumpets and I don't know biscuits. What they have in England, biscuits and freaking chips.
Dude, yeah, you kind of blew on me there, man. I thought you were going to.
Yeah, the Jags. No. I mean, it's interesting. I wonder when. I bet they're probably already left to go down there, right? Wouldn't they?
Probably.
I'd probably get down there as quick as I could.
Yeah.
So it might not play into as much as we think, but the Bills are much better team.
Okay. Yeah. So good catch, by the way. I didn't even realize that game was another London game. When I was doing my notes, I just saw Jaguars at Bills, and I guess Bills are kind of automatically the home team in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even realize it was a London game. That's a great London game to wake up to on Sunday, by the way. So
I forgot about this week. So I woke up and it was like in the second quarter. I was like, no way. Then I went to church.
Yeah. So anyway, Jags stuck in London right now. Bills have to travel. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So that doesn't change my pick. I'm with you. I'm still getting the Bills before it gets to a full touchdown. Dude, this team is similar to the 49ers in my opinion. There's no weakness, There's no weakness on this team. You just kind of have to hope that you can pace them in their play on both offense and defense, and then just hope you get the ball last. It's kind of one of those teams. And so I think the Bills get it done. The London thing may change my mind. I don't think I'm going to get off the Bills though, unless it gets to a full touchdown. I think 7 points is where I'd do the line. I think the Jags can actually keep it close and maybe backdoor cover potentially, knowing Doug Peterson. But yeah, I'm on the Bills with you, man. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just taking the Bills because they just beat the shit out of the Dolphins. No, but at the same time, yes. We saw that they are one of the most complete teams in the NFL, along with, the 49ers. But this is also a logical take, in my opinion, because statistically, I think that the Bills are superior on both sides of the ball. And again, my projections have them at 5. I even think they can go again to 7. So, riding the Bills, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I mean, I just don't think there's anything else I don't think we need to overthink it,
I will say one thing. I mean, the Jags haven't shown that they can really stop anybody yet, except for last week with the Falcons. But the Falcons love to run, and all they can do is run. So, saying that, the Jags might be able to stop the run, but they're not going to be able to stop the pass. And the Bills are dominant in the pass game. So I like it at 5.5. I probably would still take it at 6.5, maybe 7.
Okay.
But
all right, easy enough. Next big game breakdown we got to go through. Chiefs go to the Vikings. Dome game. Highest totaled game on the slate. Vikings are 5.5 point home underdogs. 52.5 point total. This game's going to be awesome. I fully anticipate. I mean, if I was going to touch the total, I'm guessing over. Brendan can't contain his excitement over there. But yeah, Chiefs go to the Vikings. We see the Chiefs actually have a little bit of a weak spot. They almost lost to the Jets and kind of blew that lead a little bit, but they ended up winning. However, the Vikings are struggling right now. They only have one win. Do we think that they can rally and beat the Chiefs at home in a dome game?
I hope so.
I'm assuming based on your comments earlier in the video, you're on Team Kirk, not Team Pat.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And I'm very emotional when I put money on things, so I'll preface it with that. But I think they can get it done, especially covering the spread of 5.5 at home. It's a midday game, and the Vikings showed that they could get it done against the Panthers for the first win. But I mean, they've had a tough stretch. The Chargers, that game was so fun. The Eagles with a good defense, and the Bucks with a good defense, and Mahomes and company haven't been firing on all cylinders. And I watched the game and I'm like, I just don't know how the offense can work anymore. Like it's not as explosive. Even last year without Tyreek, it still was. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just running kind of dry for me.
All right. Well,
Vikings +5.
Dude, I think I'm on board with you. I think when I was writing up the show notes the past 2 days, I had an issue with the projections at first. I was like, what's going on here? But the projections basically have this game as a pick 'em for me. And they have this game totaled at 50, which is about 2 points less than Vegas, but still projections, it's the highest total game. I think the Vikings can get it done. I think I like where the numbers are looking right now. Let's look at some of the money. 85% of the total bets are on the Chiefs. 67% of the handle is on the Chiefs. This line opened up at 4. It's steamed up to 5.5. There's about an 18% differential between the Vikings total tickets and the handle. That's good. I like that because I think that's potential sharp money. You don't have to buy into that crap if you don't believe it, but do your research and you can find out more about how to look at those numbers. I like that. And I like the way Minnesota's offense is playing at home right now in the dome. I think they can actually pace, as crazy as it sounds, I think they can pace the Chiefs. And I think this game ends up being who has the ball last. We mentioned that in one of the previous games earlier, but this game, I think that the Vikings defense is awful. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. And Patrick Mahomes is going to have his way regardless. But I think Kirk Cousins and company can get it done against the Chiefs and keep up. And if they have the ball last and they are within one possession or less, they can absolutely get it done and potentially win outright. Do I think that's going to happen? Not necessarily. But do I think they keep it within one possession? Sure. Yeah. I see no reason why not. I think that, let's do it. I'm doing it.
Home field matters. It does. And the Vikings, when they start, it gets crazy. And I think home field matters a lot for the Chiefs also, with Arrowhead being so loud. But 5-point underdog at home to a team that isn't performing very well, and you're a team that has a really good offense, I think the Vikings are going to cover here.
Yeah. Both teams have a net positive points per play margin in the league. So they're both top half and scoring efficiency and offense. Obviously I don't have to tell anybody that's listening to this that. But the Vikings, if they can stop it with the possession or the turnovers, dude, one of the issues with the Vikings is they are like one of the league worst in total turnovers. They have to stop that. If they can take care of the ball and Kirk Cousins can do his thing and let it fly to Jefferson and Addison, they absolutely can keep up, and that's all they need to do. Just give them the ball last and let them go to work. So, Vikings. Honestly, better advice, let this number steam up. If the money is going to keep doing what it's doing, let the number go up. Get it at 6.5. Get it at potentially 7. This number's not going down. Everybody's going to keep putting money on the the Chiefs. And if it does go down, it's by Vegas. It's not due to the public driving the number down. So that would be my advice, and that's probably what I'm going to do in this process. But yeah, I mean, I had Vikings to cover in the notes, so that's what I'm going to do. Wait for the public to steam it up, and then snipe it potentially right before game time. So we ride Kirk Cousins dome game.
Do you still have a mustache?
No, I don't think so.
Dang it. Maybe they'll lose then.
All right. Moving on. Next big game of the week. Eagles go to the Rams. Rams are 4.5-point underdogs. Second highest totaled game on the slate at 50 points. Eagles coming off a not so convincing win against the Commanders. Rams just came off a nice overtime win against the Colts. 4.5 points is a little less than what I anticipated, honestly, when I first saw the opening line. Brendan, man, do you think the Rams can get it done at home, or do you think the Eagles kind of take out some frustration against this piss-poor defense?
I don't know. Like, why do I looked at this on the schedule right here, right before you announced it, and I was like, why do I think the Rams are going to win that game?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
I don't know.
It's okay. Like when I did the notes earlier, like late last night, I did not know either. This line opened up at 6.5 for the Eagles. It's been driven down to Rams 4.5. But get this: 83% of the tickets are on the Eagles. 71% of the handle is on the Eagles. Why is all the money on the Eagles, but the numbers going in favor of the Rams? Riddle me that. Riddle me that, Beach.
I can't.
Riddle me that. I can't either. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going with the Rams before the number goes down. If I can get it at +5, I can on one of my books. I'm doing it. I already have it in at +5.5. If you're listening, get it in at +5, +4.5 before it gets down to 3. The money is on the Eagles. So I don't know why the number's being driven down. Something weird's going on. I guess we'll have to find out. The projections have the Eagles winning by 5, but I think something weird's going on with this line. And I think the Rams can actually get it done. Why? Because the Eagles, their weak spot, well, I mean, I say weak spot. They don't really have a true weak spot, but this team, they do let up a little bit of the run game on defense. You can run on this Eagles team. So I think if Kyron Williams is able to find some success on the ground and Sean McVay is able to open up the playbook a little bit, I think they can do it, man. Now, they'll definitely have to score points because the Eagles are going to score points no matter what, and this defense is abysmal. It's not good. The Rams defense is not good. But I believe in Sean McVay enough, and I believe this offense is underrated in the sense that there are more playmakers on this team than anybody realized coming into the season. So, man, the Rams look good. I think I'm going to have to take them.
Want to hear my prediction?
Yeah, give me a score prediction real quick.
No, beg for my prediction. Beg for it.
I'm not begging for nothing.
All right. This is the game that Jalen Carter ends Matthew Stafford's career.
Wow, what a dark prediction.
Yep. I'm going to predict, hopefully it doesn't happen, Jalen Carter sacks Matthew Stafford and hurts him somehow, that whether it's arm or ankle or something, to where he doesn't play the rest of the season, and in comes Stetson Bennett. And Stetson Bennett does not lead them back, and the Eagles cover.
No chance.
I gotta take the Eagles. I can't. Take
okay. Beer bet then.
Let's do it. The Rams. All right.
We'll do the beer bet. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it on the. So I got it. Rams at +5, but we'll do the beer bet at +4.5. I know. I got you. But I mean, everybody. So here's the thing. I think the Rams. So their offense, is playing at a really, really in a really, really efficient manner. They are second overall in total passing yards per game, third overall in total yards per game, seventh overall in offensive EPA per game. Eagles are eighth overall in offensive EPA per game. So the Rams are actually operating more efficiently than the Eagles right now. The Rams are also airing it out. They're first overall in air yards per game, pass rate over expectation per game. Shocking. They're second overall. So I when I first saw this and I was digging into the numbers, I couldn't really believe the offensive stats that I was seeing out of the Rams. But Sean McVay is calling plays super aggressively, and I think if you're gonna want to have a chance to beat the Eagles, you have to do that. And so we've seen evidence that he's already doing that. I think he gets it done. The only issue is that the defense. I know I've mentioned it before, but man, oh my gosh, this defense for the Rams are so bad, so bad.
The thing about me with the Rams and the Eagles here is the Eagles blitz a lot. They do. Do they?
Relatively.
So
yeah.
I think if like I'm on their side here, because their front four is plenty fine. I think because the Rams are dicing everybody up, I'm thinking like you don't really need to bring more people to apply pressure. Why not kind of sit back a little bit? Because I don't know how like exactly and what plays the Rams are capitalizing on, but I kind of feel like if they're going to throw the ball so much like that, then and you can get pressure with 4, like just send 4 and drop the rest.
Yeah. I mean, they have the talent to do that. So
yeah.
The something that is interesting to me is that teams are also the Eagles. What they're doing is they're kind of backing off the ball on the defensive side of things and they're trying to force teams to beat them, inch by inch, and they're not giving up the big plays. And you can kind of see this right here because they're 28th overall in total passing yards allowed. They're 30th overall in completions allowed. The Eagles defense is. I think what we're seeing is they're not giving any room for explosive plays on the defensive side of the ball. They are backing it up and they're like, okay, you're going to have to march down the field in 10 plus plays and beat us. And which coach would I put up there, with almost anybody to be able to draw up a game plan and be able to do that? Sean McVay, so I really like this team. I mean, there's not a whole lot of discrepancy between the two, except for the defensive side of the ball, but the Rams will be at home. I think they can slice and dice if they want to. I'm on the Rams, baby. Let's get it done.
If the Eagles allow all the underneath stuff, Puka Nacua is going to have 12 catches. Tutu Atwell is a clear out guy. And Higgins going to have 10 catches, and they're just going to dink, dunk, dink, dunk, dink, dunk. And if they do that, I mean, they can only do that if the Eagles don't get pressure.
Yeah.
But on paper, the Rams' O-line isn't good, but somehow they've kind of held it off. But I also don't know what the time of Stafford, like, snap to release is, but it's probably pretty quick, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, historically, it's always been relatively quick. All right, man. Fun one. I am really excited for that one. Let's talk about the Ravens versus the Steelers. Ravens go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 4.5-point underdogs. Kenny Pickett's battling an injury right now. We don't know if he's going to be available for this game or not. Assuming that he is not, Brendan, do you think the Steelers can cover and defend their home turf, or do you think the Ravens stay hot, win on the road, and take another division matchup home? Let me hear it.
You mean, do I believe in Mitch Trubisky?
I guess. I mean, implicitly, that's what I'm asking.
No, I don't. Not at all. No. I think the Ravens are going to continue to roll here. Now, being in, it's dumb. It's called Acrisure Field now. Like, home field matters. But
for sure, yeah.
This Matt Canada is just not drawing up an offense to have success whatsoever. It's almost like he just hopes to get luckier that the defense will bail him out. But no, I don't have any confidence. But the Steelers are at home, and It's football, so no, I literally have no idea. But I think that because the Steelers defense is still great. So if
Right.
they hold the Ravens to 17, the Steelers can win. I don't know. I really don't know.
You know what? You know what the crazy part about this is? 68% of the total bets are on the Steelers.
That's so wild.
85% of the handle is on the Steelers. What is going on? Why is the public heavy on the Steelers?
4.5 is a good underdog spread.
For home field advantage, assuming they have Kenny Pickett. The fact is, we don't know. And
I mean, is it going to be much drop off? Be honest. Like, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
Do you think Trubisky could actually go out there and play better than what Pickett has been doing?
I think he could, but it's not saying a whole lot.
Okay. I mean,
I think he could. I mean, Pickett has not played well this year. But
yeah, I mean, I have my numbers on the board here, and it's not good for the Steelers offense.
They're so bad.
I mean, what I do is I crunch all these numbers, and then I end up aggregating the data by rank in the NFL. They are no better than 24 at any of these offensive metrics. So if we go across the board, 26th overall in total points per game, 29th overall in the league in total yards per game, 24th overall in total passing yards per game, 29th overall in total rushing yards per game, 30 overall in total offensive plays, known as, potential pace of play or time of possession, 31st overall in offensive EPA per game. Horrible. One of the worst offensive efficient teams in the league. Not good. Not good for the Steelers team.
But they're 2-2.
They are 2-2. They're 500.
The defense is still good.
They're swinging for that spot in the AFC.
They did get shellacked though by the Texans.
Yeah,
the Texans are kind of raw.
Yeah, that was a good pick last week on the quick shot. If you listen to the quick shot, we had that nailed down. Baltimore looks great on offense. Lamar Jackson is finally cooking, especially using his legs. The defense is all right. They performed really well last week, but that was more so due to Deshaun Watson being out more than anything. I have to say their team is very, very depleted in terms of injuries and stuff, but they still have a lot of their playmakers out on the field balling out right now. Again, great offense, a top tier team, a top third team in nearly every metric there is on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is playing solid. We already mentioned that. Some middle of the road / top 3 numbers in most standard statistical categories. But the one that stands out to me is EPA allowed. The Ravens are 3rd overall in the league in offensive EPA allowed. So despite them giving up a lot of yardage and a lot of total accumulated yards, they're really, really making teams earn it. And so they're not allowing teams to be efficient on the offensive side of the ball. So Ravens playing great football right now. Pittsburgh is not an easy place to play, no matter how bad those teams may be. And the Pittsburgh defense is really good. Not as good on paper right now as the the Ravens, but that's just due to, game script type stuff. But unfortunately, the projections have the Ravens winning by 6 for you, Brendan.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just struggle. Just think about it. If you think about how the Steelers gain yards, tell me somewhere where you're confident for them to gain yards. It's not running the ball. And if it's passing the ball, Pickens kind of, Calvin Austin.
They don't have Deontay Johnson right now. And so it's got to be like George Pickens and Calvin Austin. And then, Najee had a decent game last week, but he still looks like he's running in hot tar. So we'll see. I'm on the Ravens here. This is another one that I'm not overthinking. I think I have to roll with him. I don't know what's going on with the money. I guess the people love Pittsburgh, but I can't do it. Assuming that whether or not Pickett is in or not, I don't think it makes much of a difference. And I think that the Ravens are playing too good of football right now to not be on their side. I think, I think there's going to be some sharp money coming in on Baltimore here soon. So if for some reason that line goes down due to all the money being on Pittsburgh, wait for it. Get the Ravens at a better line at 3.5 or 3. See if you can get some good closing line value there.
Here's the last part about how the Steelers suck, okay? Their leading receiver last game was Najee Harris. 1 catch, 32 yards. 32 yards. And it was probably a screen or something. He probably had a bunch of blockers in front of him. That's the only reason. I don't remember it. But that's just horrible. Ravens. That's just horrible.
Ravens to the hill, baby. All right, man. Hey, that wraps it up for big game breakdown matchups for me. Let's go through a little quick shot. You got it? You got it in you? All right, man. Titans go to Indianapolis. They play the Colts. Colts are 1.5-point favorites. I don't think I need to say any more. That sounds like you're on the Colts. I'm on the Colts too, man. I really love them. I think they're going to take advantage of this weak Titans defense. 41% of the total bets are on the Colts. 57% of the money is on the Colts. I think there's sharp money on the Colts. Let's ride. Texans go to my Falcons. Falcons are 1.5-point home favorites. Do you think the Texans can keep it rolling, or do you think the Falcons bounce back with a win at home in the Dome?
I think the Dome plays favorably to teams that are better at passing the ball. I would take the Texans here.
Okay. I'll go Falcons. I'm running my team. Projections have Falcons 22, Texans 19.
Well, seems skewed.
For a 3-point discrepancy. Yeah, I mean...
It's crazy. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. I'm not forcing those numbers. All right. Hey, we didn't talk about the Dolphins. Dolphins actually are at home this week against the Giants. We haven't seen the Giants play this week. That's why we don't include them in the matchup breakdowns. We don't want to talk about teams that we haven't seen the most recent sample size for, but we can do a little quick shot with them. Giants are 9.5-point underdogs on the road against Dolphins in Miami. Who do you like here?
I think that the Giants are going to win tonight, and that is going to make the spread go down a point, maybe, or 2 points. And I think the Dolphins are going to.
I like the Dolphins too. I think if any outcome for tonight skews the line and drives it in the direction in favor of the Giants, I think you should take the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins go on a little bit of a revenge tour this game. They got to take some frustration out. Panthers Lions. Panthers go to Detroit. Detroit's 9-point home favorites. Bryce Young's playing really bad right now. Detroit's playing really good. Do you think the Panthers can get it done? Or do you think Detroit takes it all in the Dome?
Oh my God. I don't agree with what I'm saying, but I think that the Panthers will cover 9.
Too big of a spread for me too. I 100% agree. I think that, I think that the Panthers have to cover. I mean, the projections have it,
but
the projections have it as an 8-point game for me. So right on that like Vegas spread almost, but too big of a spread. I think a backdoor cover's in play there. Bengals on the road against the Cardinals. Cardinals are hot, man. Cardinals are 3-point home underdogs. Bengals are playing some of the worst football in the league right now. Do you think they can rally against the Arizona Cardinals defense, or do you think Josh Dobbs and company gets it done again?
Can you explain to me in 10 seconds or less why the Bengals look like shit?
Joe Burrow injury, Zach Taylor, fake sharp, team not prepared.
Okay.
That's about it. But I will die on that hill. Zach Taylor is not going to be the coach that leads the Cincinnati Bengals to a Super Bowl win. I know he got them there, but he's not going to be the one that gets them the victory.
You know what it is then, baby. It's time for Astro Dobbs.
Let's do it. Dobbs. I'm running Dobbs.
Arizona covers.
All right. Thursday night game. We got to talk about it for at least 10 seconds. Bears go to the Commanders for Thursday Night Football. Commanders are a full touchdown favorite at home. Bears, man, blew that lead so bad against the Broncos this past week. Do you think they can rally, keep it close against the Commanders? Do you think Commanders pull away and win by more than one possession?
That spread is so high.
It's a high spread.
It's so high. Answer me this. Do the Bears have any sort of defense?
No.
Oh. All right. Give me the Fighting Sam Howells. I'll take 7.
All right.
I'll
Nice.
take 7.
Okay. I knew that was going to do. Last one. Saints go to New England, play the Patriots. Patriots are 1.5 point home favorites. Do you think the Saints can get their shit together and take it to the Patriots, or do you think the Patriots are going to take it outright at home like they normally do in Gillette?
Patriots suck. Go Saints.
Wow. You think Saints cover the 1.5? I'll go Patriots there. I'll take Patriots. All right. Hey, that wraps it up for our quick shot. That wraps it up for all the games of NFL Week 5. We appreciate you guys checking in and listening to our takes. We will be back here next week for NFL Week 6. Talk to you guys later.